look at that. It's teaser time presented by Betfred right here on the Hammer Betting Network for Super Wildcard Weekend, baby. Oh, I love it. All right, we didn't finish the regular seasen. We wanted to 0-2. Unfortunately, that's what I get for trusting Deshaun Watson from the Cleveland Browns. And Same-Game teaser on Sunday night was a bust on the total leg of that teaser, but we look to bounce back. We live to bet another day. That day is today. Just a reminder, if you're looking to track the action on this show, download the BetStamp app. Find us there under the name. What else? Teaser time. All right, let's get right into the action. We get started on Saturday night, where I will be teasing the Jacksonville Jaguars from +2 all the way up to +8 with the Chargers in town. So I don't know if the right team is favored in this game. The Jags as a dog on their home field sounds disrespectful to me, god damn it. 7th versus 27th in net yards per play on the season. That's favoring Jacksonville. They were much better on their home field, and they come into this game riding a 5-game win streak. Pretty high stakes in all 5 of those games as well. Also, a great teaser leg here recently. 8-1 in their last 9 games when teased by 6 points. As for the Chargers, not really a team that pulls away in a lot of their wins. Outside of wins versus the Rams, Colts, and Texans, 3 of the worst teams in the NFL. We'll see them near the top of the draft. Not the Rams. They owe their pick, right? But they don't have a single win by more than 6 points outside of wins versus those awful teams. And I do think the Chargers, this is an overrated football team, guys. I know, we look at the offense. They got all the big names, guys you're going to plug into your fantasy and DFS lineups, but big names on the defense too. But the numbers don't lie. The numbers indicate that Jacksonville is the better team here. 7th versus 27th in terms of net yards per play for the season. That's a pretty big gap. So I think the Jags, at the very least, they can keep this one close. And we will be pairing them with, go to Sunday afternoon for this one, the New York Giants. Taking them from +3 to +9. That's right. An all underdog teaser for Super Wildcard Weekend, going against the Minnesota Vikings, a team that we have gone up against a lot on this little program here. And if it seems like the Vikings have a lot of close wins on the season, it is because they do. It's kind of the story of their season. Outside of wins in Week 1 and Week 18, where the Bears essentially threw that game, every win was by 8 points or fewer for the Vikings. They actually had 5 wins by exactly 3 points this season. And I got to wonder for the Vikings, with the stakes getting higher and higher and higher here, can they keep winning these coin flip games? One of those coin flip wins actually came versus the Giants on Christmas Eve, as you probably recall. The Vikings won that one with a walk-off 61-yard field goal kick, but I'd argue the Giants actually outplayed them in that game. They won the yards per play battle 6.7 to 5.0. And the Vikings, they played one of the easier schedules in the NFL this season, and they were absolutely awful in measuring stick games this season. Of course, they had a horseshoe up their ass versus the Buffalo Bills. They won that one. But check out their other meaningful games this season. Early in the season, Monday Night Football, they got absolutely annihilated by the Philadelphia Eagles. Kirk Cousins completely melted in that game. Then later in the season, the Cowboys beat the living shit out of them. They beat them by 37 on their home field. Then down the stretch versus divisional opponents, the Lions beat them by 11. Then in Week 17, they absolutely urinated all over themselves versus the Packers. They lost 41-17. And of course, you got to mention it here, guys. Kirk Cousins in a big standalone game as a favorite. And we're not taking the Giants to win here. We're taking them +9 on the teaser. So Giants paired with the Jags. That's my favorite teaser pairing here for Super Wildcard Weekend. Next up, we will be getting into a Same-Game teaser for this one. We're going to go to Sunday Night Football. We're going to take the Cincinnati Bengals, take them down to -8.5, and we're going to take the under up to 47.5. Of course, back-to-back games with the Baltimore Ravens. And we got to bring this up. It is the trend. 20-4 against the spread for the Bengals. across their last 24 games. That, of course, includes the playoffs last year. So absolutely on fire. Now, it does look like Lamar Jackson will be out of this game as of Wednesday when I'm recording this. They're saying he's facing an uphill battle to play. Not a whole lot of line movement based on that announcement, because maybe it's not that big of a deal. You know, if Lamar, if he does play, he could be rusty. Maybe he won't be able to run like he's accustomed to. And he's been awful in his 4 playoff games for Baltimore. So maybe not that big of a deal. But without him, this offense has been completely incompetent. Down the stretch with the backup, 17 or fewer points per game in 6 straight games. That also makes a great case for the under on the same game teaser. On the other side, check out the Bengals, one of the hottest teams in football right now. 8 straight wins, 5 of which came by 7 or more. Digging into the underleg even more. 8 of the Ravens' last 9 games have stayed under 47.5 points. And we've seen some serious rock bottom scoring in the second half here for Baltimore, with an insane 6 of their last 8 games failing to cross 30 points. 30 points, that's rock bottom scoring, ladies and gentlemen. And for all the problems the Ravens offense has had, it's been complete contrast on the defensive side of the football. This defense gets no respect. I'll show them some goddamn respect right now. Keep in mind, they held the Bengals offense to 20 points in Week 18. The Bengals defense returned a fumble for a touchdown in that game. But prior to that, 16 or fewer points allowed in 7 of their last 8 games. So this defense is good, and the Bengals defense probably a little underrated. They were great on their home field this season. Just 18 points per game allowed at home. The most points they allowed at home all season was 24 to the Kansas City Chiefs. There's no shame in that. They won that game, of course, too. So, yeah, both defenses pretty good here, but I think the difference is there's just an enormous gap between these offenses. So, same game teaser. I love the Bengals down to -1.5 and the under up to 47.5 for Sunday night. There you have it, guys. Teaser time for Super Wildcard Weekend. Make sure you check me out with my day job with Vegas Insider. Host a little show called Chasing That Paper, Monday through Friday, 11 Eastern on the Vegas Insider YouTube channel. Good luck with your bets this weekend. I will see you for the divisional round. Woo!